Hi, it's Daryl here answering your questions on net zero, ESOS and SECR. If you've got any questions, send them in. Be delighted to hear from you. Farah's on holiday, so we've got Sylvia today. So Sylvia, what's the question?
Do I need to report SECR?
Do I need to report SECR? Okay, so the regs on SECR reporting are different to ESOS reporting. Okay, so number one, there's a difference there, and I won't go into ESOS, so I'm going to concentrate on SECR. They are, if you qualify, it's the law that you have to do it. So I'll write down the qualification criteria here. Number one, a turnover of greater or equal than £36 million. Two, a balance sheet gross assets of 18 million. Or three, staff in excess of 250. Oops. Oh, God, that's rubbish, isn't it? Let's try that again. In excess of 250. And what you need to do is you need to look at whether you've got 2 out of those 3. Okay, so step 1, 2 out of 3. And if you've got 2 out of 3, then you could qualify. The other thing you need to think about is you need to do that for 2 years in a row. So that these are called the smoothing provisions in the Companies Act 2006. And it says that if you've got, say this is the threshold here with 2 out of the 3, this is in, out. You need to be in for 2 accounting periods, successive accounting periods, to be in SECR. And to come out, to not qualify, 2 to come out. Now that's according to the Companies Act 2006. If you're unsure, ask your accountant. But it means that, I'll give you an example on this. If you qualified for these things for a few years in a row, and then COVID hit, and you went storming down, so you're under the qualification criteria. So say typically, for example, what I see a lot is the staff numbers drop hugely as people were laid off during COVID. If you're off for only 1 accounting period, you still have to report, because the smoothing says you weren't under it for 2 accounting periods. You have to be under it for 2 to be out of SECR, so you do still have to report. And what you're looking for is the Companies Act 2006, Companies Act 2006, and this is called the smoothing provisions. Smoothing provisions, okay. There you go, smoothing provisions there. Now, one thing to watch out for is when you look at, let's get my red pen here and make sure my red pen works. It's fine. This number here, 18 million, catches some people out. It's the gross assets figure, not the net assets figure. And what that means is when you look at a balance sheet here, and you say, for example, I've got a building and it cost me £50 million, but I've got a mortgage of £45 million. So, you've got £5 million net assets. You look at this top number here, the 50 million, when looking at the 18 million qualification criteria, not the bottom number. Okay, it catches a lot of people out. So if you've got gross assets in excess of 18 million, turnover in excess of 36 million, 250 staff, 2 out of those 3 for 2 years in a row, then yes, you have to report SECR. Failure to report SECR and put the correct statement in your accounts is unlawful. And I saw the first law case recently where they're starting to sort of toughen up on this as well. So I strongly recommend that if you do qualify, you bear that in mind and get a report into your accounts. How was that, Sylvia?
Fine.
Yeah, you're just saying that, aren't you? You're just saying that. There you go. So I hope that was useful. If you get any questions on this or anything else about SECR, ESOS, or net zero, drop me a line, and as I say, if I can answer and help you out, I will. Thank you.